Igor, welcome to the show, man. I appreciate you being here with us.
Thank you for having me, man.
I got a few questions for you before we get going.
Cool.
Bigo, where you original from, man?
I'm from San Antonio. San
Okay,
Antonio.
from
Born
San
and
Antonio,
raised.
born and
Yes,
raised.
sir.
Okay, man, you have 25 plus years of martial arts,
hmm
and live in San Antonio. So what made you join the force? We don't see a lot of, we do see now, but 20 years in the force. So what made you join the force to become a police officer?
Well, I wanted to, again, I grew up, I didn't grow up in the greatest of places in San Antonio. I grew up on Lower West Side, uh, seeing drugs, seeing things that come from being in poverty.
Yes, sir.
Seeing these things, I wanted to do my part as far as cleaning up drugs. What better place to start in your own neighborhood?
Yeah.
Your own city. So, that was always a kind of drive for me. It was always saying no to drugs, and it was always, stay away from drugs and things like that. And I got to see the negative of the drug trade and the selling of it and seeing relatives die and things like that. And that got me to want to do my part as far as eradicating that. Now, you can't. It's high hopes. You can't
Yeah.
eradicate it, but you can go and you can do your part. That was one of the major reasons why I became a police officer, and to help others,
Nice.
and that's what it's all about, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know you're FTO for people. This show is more, for law enforcement personnel and people who are familiar with law enforcement. But for the ones who are not familiar with law enforcement, you're FDO, which is a field training officer. What are your
hmm
duties as far as just for the people who don't understand what FDO is? So can you explain to us what that is about?
Yeah, FTO is you're bringing people that don't know nothing about our field, know nothing about our field. You're training them. You're making them prepared for what they're going to be dealing with the rest of their career.
Yeah.
So our program in San Antonio, we have multiple instructors. So each person that comes out of the academy, we have our own academy, and we also have our own FTO program that puts them out there, get them street ready where they can work on their own.
Yeah.
And they go through 5 different FTOs,
Oh,
5 different
okay.
people, 5 different mindsets of doing our job, which is good, because uh, some people, I want to be like that officer, and that officer has some good things, but he has some bad things that kind of get him in trouble. And this one here, it gives them an ability to pick and choose how they want to be and how they want to be the rest of their career, to find
Yeah.
themselves. So um, in FTO training, it allows them to be able to get redirected, be given more knowledge, be given how to get the job done, um, and how to do it in a positive light. It's not so much when you go to school, you go to the academy, you learn book knowledge.
Yeah.
Um, the book is great. That's great and dandy. How do you apply that book is what goes on during the FTO training.
Yeah, FTO, is very important. That's why, I get really upset with certain departments whenever they don't really pick, the right people to be an FTO, because the FTO can make or break, you know, some of the
Yes.
rookies. So it's a
Yeah.
very important, duty that you have. Um, I was in West Texas. I was in Odessa, and recently they just had an event over there, and social media is going crazy, and also um, they had a couple officers over there overweight who are part of the SWAT team. So people
Oh,
on,
yeah.
yeah, people on social media just blasting them. So
Yeah.
um, certain departments in Texas, we have like a fitness requirement, and most of them
Hmm.
don't. So do you think, what do you think about, fitness requirement or, fitness assessment every year? Do you think that should be something that should be mandatory throughout the whole state, or what's your opinion on that?
I do think it should be something that should be mandatory throughout the whole state. You do have departments that pay their um, officers to
Yeah.
stay in shape. In order to take a test, they would take a physical test, what happens in my department. Take a physical test every year. Um, Due to how we perform during that physical test, we get so many days. So it could be up to 5 days of vacation time or
Oh, wow.
compensatory time where you can. That's a lot of money when you add everything up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's about roughly somewhere between 5 to 6,000 or $600. $600.
Yeah.
So that's a week's amount of pay, man. And so with that being said, you know, some of us are motivated to stay in shape so that when it comes time to take that test, man, we fly with flying colors and we get 5 days off. Man, I want that 5 days off,
Man, that's pretty good.
and that's our little motivation to uh, stay in shape. But over the state, there is no requirement for them to be fit. There's no
Yeah.
requirement for us to be fit.
Yeah.
So that's where you have the issues.
Yeah.
You're gonna have some that are going to excel. You have some that are not going to work so hard. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the fit thing. You can't require somebody to be fit if they can do the job.
Yeah.
Our job is so different that it changes from day to day. Every day is something new, something different.
Yeah.
So, you know, doing the job, you may be able to do the job one day. I may be making 5 or 6 calls and, talk to people and shake hands and, calm down disturbances and things like that. The next day, I may be chasing somebody. I may be going into a creek. I may have to swim. I may have to drive hard. There's a lot of different things that from day to day, things change. So you got to be able to meet that and excel at that. And if you can't excel at that, people are put in jeopardy, including officers.
Right. Great point. Great point. Appreciate that. And like, talk about like martial arts. You have been doing martial arts for a long time. Pretty much as long as you have been in law enforcement. So,
Mm-hmm.
do you believe, is there a need for more martial arts training in law enforcement?
And that's another one, man. Because I think that there needs to be more directed martial arts training. Your style of martial arts may be a little different from my style of martial arts.
Yeah.
Going to the next person, it may be different. Things may work for that person, but the thing is, we're training. You know what I'm saying? And that's the big thing. That's the big thing there. The amount of training, the amount of physical training that you have, it you excel out here on the street.
Yeah.
Because it's not something that's new to you. Things that are new to people is, it's the wrong place for you to find out for the first time that you're having to deal with a physical confrontation and you can't punch or you can't defend yourself or you can't get off the ground or things like that. This is not the place for you to find that out.
Yeah.
That could be a scary situation.
It is.
For everybody,
Yeah.
including the people that you choose to call your brothers and sisters, and usually, it's not the person that can't defend themselves. It's usually the person that's over there trying to assist and help that person that usually gets hurt in the process.
Man, that's good point. You know, that's good point. And my personal belief is like, as long as you train, people got to train. You know what I mean? And like, it's a different feeling whenever you get punched in the face, and that's your first time getting punched. You'll be like, man, what is this? You know what I mean? I mean, training is important. And I always say that to whenever I was teaching in academy, I always told them, you don't want to find out this whenever somebody jumping you find out how a punch feels in the face. Training training is important. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, that's not the time.
yeah, that's not the time at all. And I want to talk to you also about a recent incident, with this COVID-19 going on. You know, um, out here at the park, man. Some of the people rolling, the guys say roll for your rights, man. Can you just, elaborate a little bit on what happened that day?
Man, it happened to be a prior student of mine. I've been in the game so long, so people come and go, and
Oh,
happened to
yeah.
be a prior student of mine. So I keep up with my students. I keep up with the people that are around me or I've been around. They're not bad people. Just misguided. As far as roll for your rights, I have no problem with them going out there and them rolling and doing whatever and promoting BJJ. Um, Participating in BJJ, I'm a blue belt. It is what it is. I've been doing it for a long while. So, along with MMA and things like that, I appreciate BJJ. No problem with that. What I don't appreciate is when people are going or they're saying roll for your rights, and they're
Yeah.
referring to the COVID-19 uh, directives. Well, we'll call them directives.
Yeah.
Because, uh, the state has sent down, some things saying that, hey, let the states kind of run it down. The federal system has sent it down, said, hey, let states kind of run it and see what's going on here. Because yes, you know, having us assemble or not assemble,
Yeah.
peacefully is against my constitutional right. I agree. Um, but there's a point, there has to be a point in the human mind that says common sense
Mm.
over my constitutional right. Um, we have this thing, this epidemic, that's something that has never been done before. It's been done, but it's never been done in our time. I'm 44 years old, and we've never had something, a pandemic this bad, where people have to stay in their homes. They're told to stay in their homes so that they can not contract this virus. And the whole thing, common sense.
Yeah.
The whole thing is, hey, if we stay together, we stay in our homes, we stay confined, this will die down. Less people will get infected, and it'll be a short span of time that we'll be dealing with this. If we just ran this country the way it normally runs, man, it's been like 4 or 5 weeks. I think 4, 5, 6 weeks
Yeah.
that we've been kind of stay at home and working from your home type situation, and not being out and not being within 6 feet of each other and things like that. Um, it's been hard for a lot of people. I'm not gonna lie. Kids are driving my wife crazy at home.
Same here, man. Same
As
here.
far as them running around and things like that and have nothing to do and complaining about this. Hey, you know, a lot of things. Martial arts. I'm a martial artist.
Yeah.
I'm used to training all the time,
All the
man.
time.
All
Yeah.
the time. This long, ever since everything started, I haven't touched another person in a forceful way outside the what you call it. So
Yeah.
I'm a little itchy right now as it is. So it is what it is. the thing is, the federal system seeing that there was a pandemic, that we're going to get hit, we're going to get hit hard. And so they asked the states to say, hey, kind of shut it down, or kind of do what you got to do in your area. This is what's worked. This is what's worked where it came from. Hey, they're surviving over there. They're coming out of it. But we should follow suit and do the same. But
Yeah.
people are making it all about some constitutional right. If people pay attention to the Constitution says that if a national emergency is declared, that we can act outside, the government can act outside of the or your constitutional rights. In this case, the freedom to assemble peacefully. Man, I'm cool with you going out there and rolling.
Yeah.
I'm cool with you going out there and showing you want to exercise your rights. That's fantastic. But when it puts other people in jeopardy,
yeah,
and it's not these people that are out there, they're pretty healthy people. The people that they have to worry about is when they go and they contract this and they have no idea how they're contracting this and how it's being passed. They know how it's being passed, but you can walk around with no symptoms, asymptomatic, having no symptoms whatsoever,
for a long
and
time,
have the virus and be passing it on to another person.
Yeah,
it's not really about the healthy people. Healthy people can be affected and affected fatally. It's the people that have issues, the people that they're going back home to, the people that don't work out, the people who have health issues already, things like that. These are the people that are going to suffer, and there's going to be losses there. So it's very selfish to go out there and promote we're all together with everybody, but it's selfish in a way because you're out there rolling with somebody. You may be rolling with somebody who's asymptomatic, and now once they leave that location, now they have the virus or they're carrying the virus, and now they go home to grandma or they go home to kids or whoever, family, and now people are sick. Yeah. Then they're wondering who got sick and why they got sick, and people start dying. Man, people are dying every day. People are dying every day, and the public doesn't get to see this. The law enforcement side does see it. The medical side of people does see it. And my whole thing on that was like, man, if you really want to show me something, you really want to show, that you're out there exercising your right, exercise your right to go help somebody. Go out there on the front lines. Go to the emergency room. I guarantee if you say, hey, I just want to be here, I want to help in any way that I can, I guarantee they won't turn you away. It's selfish, and nobody will take up on that. When there's no problems, great, fantastic, yeah, cool. Go roll for your rights. I don't know why you would be rolling for your rights, but go roll for your right on Capitol Hill, and y'all go roll and have a good time and promote BJJ. That's great. That's fantastic. But don't say that you're part of the community and then turn around and say, oh, we're helping everybody. We're helping these people, and they happen to say law enforcement, which really irked me because I'm like, come on, man. You're out here training or helping train law enforcement, and these same law enforcement officers that you're help training are the ones that are out there risking their lives, going away from their family, away from the comfort of their home, going away from their families while they're away. They're helping out total strangers who are dealing with this situation here. Yeah. And amongst this situation, they don't even have to be something like this going on. They're out there. And you've helped these people as far as helping them defend themselves. Don't use them as a scapegoat to go out here and do some nonsense and say that it's okay. on law enforcement side, that same situation, on law enforcement side, you need to know what you're out there enforcing. You need to know how you need to approach the
Good
situation.
point.
And you know, this officer, you know, he just felt like he could just come up there and just say, hey guys, you know, we're not supposed to be rolling, but you're not talking to the average person.
Yeah.
You're talking to somebody who believes that they're doing something that they're not doing. They're not very educated as far as what they say they are. Because
Yeah,
they
everybody
don't
knows the
know
law now.
They don't know the Constitution.
Yeah.
And they're taking bits and pieces out of the Constitution and saying, hey, this is what we're standing up for. But there's a whole Constitution there that you have to read and be educated on to understand why certain things are taking place and how they're taking place. And this officer, you know, hey, you know, yeah, he can go out there and enforce it. He can go out there and give a ticket. But I guarantee his department is saying, hey, man, just contact people, explain the dangers of the situation, and they should have common sense enough to say, hey, you know, we'll go inside on the side of safety. We're on the side of safety, and we'll call it a day, and we'll go ahead and we'll go back to our homes and be nice, you know.
Yeah.
But you can't be like that with everybody.
I feel.
And you know, and with that being said, you know, I'm not mad at how the officer handled the situation. I think that he should have been more informed in what he was enforcing. It's a city ordinance, basically at the very basic of the lowest of the law.
Oh yeah.
With that being said,
Class C ticket there, you know.
Yes. Yeah. With that being said, you know, that's only something that's going to be enforced by that particular city for their city ordinance.
Yeah.
He can write you a ticket. You know, if that officer wanted to write everybody a ticket, write everybody a ticket. Let's say the ticket costs maybe, or it's rung up at, let's say $300. I'm just putting it out there. $300 ticket. Boom. You have a court date. You have a court date. You show up to your court date. When you show up to your court date, you have a lawyer that's good enough to say, hey, this violates my constitutional right, which goes along with you being able to express the laws that are being
violated,
you know, ran against you, and being up there and be able to explain yourself. Your argument isn't out with the officer. Your argument is in court.
Yeah.
You go to court, and this is where we argue. We argue civilized, and we get things done.
And that's one of the things that irked me a little bit about that video. It's not the fact that, you know, they practicing or rolling. I love to roll. I roll and I work out all the time. But, you know, why should I have to go to the city park, you know, knowing that there's an enforce, you know, that a city ordinance prohibiting us from being that close to each other, and roll there? What am I trying to prove? That was my point. That was made me kind of like, dude, come on, man. I'm a brown belt. I love to roll, but I'm not gonna go to the city park and just to prove a point. What am I proving? You know what I mean? What
are you proving?
You know what I mean?
What are you proving that you're ignorant, that you don't know the constitutional, you don't know what's on the Constitution. That's all it's saying.
That's all.
Because very simply, this nation has been put under emergency. This is a national emergency.
Yeah.
So if they wanted to pull out soldiers and have them keeping us inside because it was for our safety, our own safety, I don't know. You know, I care about my safety, but you know, I don't think that I need a tank outside my house.
National Guard.
If you come out here, you're probably going to get infected, and you want to infect the rest of your family.
Right.
You're going to die in your family. I think I get a little bit of common sense to say, hey, you know, I probably shouldn't go out there.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. I don't understand. I don't understand where people lose their sense of common sense. It's not so common no more.
Too much quarantine, man. That's what it is.
It's crazy. It's not so common anymore.
No, not at all. Not at all. But I got a question because we almost run out of time. I got 4 minutes, but I got 2 more questions that I need to ask you. Whenever it comes to MMA, when are you gonna be back in action? You know,
Man,
is
as soon
anything
as
cooking?
this is over, they were supposed to have me on. What was it? The 19th, April 19th, and then this took place and killed all sports for Texas, or all the
Yeah.
sports for the United States. So, you know, as soon as this is over, I hope to be back in the cage and doing my thing.
Nice, because of my personal opinion, man, the UFC heavyweight roster, you got a room. You got a place there. There's a room for you, man. I've been watching and I study, and I know there's a room for you over there, man. And
Man, I've been trying to get back bad.
heck yeah. So who will be your dream fight at heavyweight?
Man,
The guy that you'd be like, man, I would like to fight this guy. I mean, a dream matchup for you at heavyweight.
man, it wouldn't matter. You know, as long as you put me in UFC, you put me against any heavyweight, I'm going to give them hell. You know, if I don't win it, they're gonna know they were in a fight.
Nice.
Everybody's gonna know they were in a fight. I'm just gonna say that right now, and just to be at the pinnacle of the competition.
Yeah,
and that's all UFC really shows me right now, and that's all I'm motivated for, is just to compete at the top of the competition.
Yeah.
I'm not competing with locals. You know, I want to compete with the top of the competition. So UFC is where all the best fighters are. You do have people in Bellator, but you know, heavyweight wise, it's not the same tier as what's going on with the lighter weights.
Of course.
So I'm motivated. I'm motivated more to be in the UFC, competing at that level.
Nice. And describe how is sparring with Coach Pete, man. I enjoy seeing your video, man. Every time I'm in San Antonio, I try to stop by, but never got a chance. So how is sparring out there?
Sparring with actual Coach Spratt,
yeah,
man, it sucks. I will tell you that right now. You know what? Because he may be, I want to say he's 45. I don't want to put him out there like that. 45, 46, somewhere on there. But he is fast as hell.
Yeah.
He will hit you before you're even able to react to anything going on. And you know, you gotta kind of be on your P's and Q's in order to spar with him, because you know he'll just catch you. He'll just catch you. He'll throw. You won't even you didn't even think to defend whatever it was, and he's already hit you. You know, and you're sitting there like dumb, like, you know, how'd I get hit with that? I thought I was ready for it. Obviously, I wasn't ready. But no, Pete's awesome, man. Pete's awesome.
Cool, man. That's cool. I mean,
people around us is awesome.
We got less than 1 minute. Is anybody that you want to shout out or anything like that?
No, I want to shout out Pete Spratt, Muay Thai, and Rodrigo Pinero, BJJ. Also want to shout out, you know, Subcon, Submission Concepts, our school. You know, that's the school that I teach at. I go and I train at Rodrigo Pinero's school. Yeah. So, you know, I wanted to just shout out those guys right there. You know, and then shout out, you know, to every officer, every medical staff, every medical member, doctor, things like that are going out. You know, all these people that are doing tremendous jobs at this time of necessary need. You know, we're out here working regardless of what's going on, and I think it's awesome that everybody is combined and working on that situation, making things happen.
That's pretty awesome, man. Bigo, thank you very much. I really appreciate your time to stop by, you know, and you know, talk to me, man. I really appreciate that. And next time I'm in San Antonio, man, I hit you up, you know what I mean? So we can kick for a little bit at least.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Say hi to.
Have me over anytime, man. You can have me over anytime, man. I'm always.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Say hi to the family for me, man, and stay safe out there.
Will do. Thank you, sir. You too.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
if anybody interested in joining the force in San Antonio, here's the website. Just check SAPD Careers. And to the left, of course, you can see the dates, upcoming academy class and cadet requirements. You know, go out there and get yourself, get yourself in if you're interested in career in law enforcement. And also go like us on Instagram and Facebook, 1018 Service. Gmail, send us an email. Let us know what you think about the show. Let us know if somebody in your community is doing something great, you know what I mean? Involved not just law enforcement, but with the community in general. Let us know. We would like to have them in a show or just highlight them, put them on the spotlight, man. My next guest will be my man Phil Sage, just recently retired from Abilene Police Department. He's Air Force veteran and also owns a martial arts school, man. He's going to be here next week, man. I'm really excited about having a chance to talk with Phil, man. Great guy. He was a sergeant at the Abilene Police Department Academy. Really great person, man. Hardcore, man. He was he was in a SWAT team as well. I like him. I like Phil. Cool guy. Yo, it's time, yo. It's time. Headquarters. Show me 42. See y'all next week.